Greetings and salutations, everybody. Today, we're making a counterweight out of cement. That's 22 bags, just about maxed out the capacity of the hybrid Maverick, 1,500 in the bed. There's about 1,300 pounds back there. And she's doing all right. She's squatting a little bit, but not that bad. Still got a little bit of play in it, play in the suspension. This is what I had to do to be able to use my cement mixer, because I am not going to be mixing 22 bags all on my own here. This is the former that I made out of wood. Cat 2 pins there, connecting in, welded onto a little center beam there. That's then welded down to a little cross member that goes through to the mounting point right there. Still got to tape that off. It's still open there. Still got to put some duct tape around there. Duct tape the rest of this. And I'm thinking I'm going to throw a little plastic bag on the bottom, because that is going to be the hardest thing to demold out of here. It is screwed in to this pallet. So my plan is going to be to lift her up, whack it real hard, smack it off the pallet. But I think the plastic bag will definitely help facilitate that. So I'm probably going to add that in. And then here is the 3-point mount. Sorry, here's the 3-point mount point. I'll just keep it from rocking back and forth when you lift it up, of course. I ran out of, this was actually temporary. I was going to grind that off and put the correct cross beam across here, and then do another one right at about height, right at about here. And I actually might go ahead and just get some fill metal and put that right there and weld it all the way through. But I ran out of MIG wire, so I got to run and get that. But I just want to get pouring while we got proper temperatures here. 43 Fahrenheit out, so good enough to pour. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. The little board here that's going to act as the guide for the cement to slide into the former here is just screwed in twice right there. So good to go. And yeah, I know I had to put a pallet on a little spool here to do this, but don't you worry, safety is number one. And I screwed in the pallet to the spool here, so we should be good to go. This is a pretty decent setup. The only hard part is going to be getting the cement in the mixer. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this bad boy fired up. Start mixing. All right. And here's what she looks like after I started here. This worked out pretty darn good. For sliding it back and forth. I got to fill with water because I'm doing the cleanup now, but I had to put a plastic bag here because I was losing some of the cement on the bottom here, but fix that real quick. Put a little bag over this because I noticed I had to wash it down each time. It's in there. There we go. I purposefully didn't buy enough cement here because I wanted to be able to carry it with the Maverick, and I got a ton of stones all over the place. So I just filled them in, and I tried to get about even sized stuff put throughout the whole thing so it didn't overweight it somewhere, because that will throw it off, be a little weird. The nice thing about the cement, why you'd want to make a cement ballast, is because then the weight is pretty darn even. So it's still not up about as high as I wanted it. So I'm going to go find some more stones and dump them in there. This little form piece worked pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, I think, but it's lower over there, and it's actually working as a dual purpose to kind of catch water all in here, sort of pull the excess water. You can really see that right here, because that's like just water. All right, so I'm going to go clean this area up, wait a day or two, and then whack these pieces of wood off. So I unscrewed everything from the base that I had. They had it set up, well, not from the pallet base, but from the base board that's on the pallet. And I thought I'd have to whack it pretty hard, but pretty much falls right out. Let's see if I'm lucky. Everything else, this is actually screwed into this way. So I imagine this I'm gonna have to whack. These are all unscrewed here. Though these side pieces There we go. Doesn't look like it did that great, but it's ready to be demolded, so I can get her cleared off here. There we go. Look at that. Nice little angle. That came out pretty nice. So like I said, this is gonna have to come off by pulling down. But now that I'm looking at it, but maybe if I get the Sawzall and cut it, I can pull that out. Oh, I might have to try that. But for now, I gotta get the hammer. And while it was kind of curing, I went back here and scribed out 1300 LB, which is about what it is. Ugh. I don't know why I decided to record this. Yeah, that's unscrewed. Come out. There we go. The thing, pin's holding it. There it goes. Woohoo! Might as well smooth her out. Okay, so here it is. Got to do those tiny little cleanup things. I got to wait for this to completely cure. I'm going to give it a couple of days still. Then hoist it up with a tractor and take care of the rest. So it all went horribly wrong. The first time when I tried to pick it up, the front top link busted, folded completely in, so I had to completely remake that. I'm going to kind of show you what I did there. Then reinforce it with more concrete. Then, because that fell down, the two contact points busted right at the weld, and the whole thing kind of fell down. So I had to chisel away at the concrete, re-weld it, then add some more filler concrete. So all of that allowed me to finally do this. There we go. Gorgeous. And I moved a few things around, ran it up and down the road. It seems pretty solid now, so I'm pretty happy with her. All right, there's the outside. The main thing I had to do for the top link was add this bar here. And what happened was the whole thing bent forward, and the bend forward had actually bent all the way down, making contact with here. So I actually cut it off, re-welded it, added a little T bracket here, connected, welded that across here, called that good. So that held up fine. Then I just threw some concrete down to keep water out of it and sort of help reinforce it. These busted clean off the welds, because the welds I did were pretty weak, because I figured, oh, the concrete will be the main holder. That was incorrect. I had to completely re-weld that. So if you were gonna do this, I would recommend buying one of those pre-made metal 3-point implements and sinking it in at this point and not trying to fabricate your own. And then definitely welding in pieces of metal to sort of help hold it up. And also go lower in weight if you can. I also ended up filling this in because I didn't like how it looked. So I filled it in and pressed dirt up against it to sort of act as a baseboard to hold the concrete up. And it did a good enough job. I just gotta smooth it out, chisel some of this off, and this will be good. This is actually dirt. I don't want to push it down on my little gravel drive here. So there you go. There you have it. So until next time, I'm the Ill-Informed Human. Goodbye.